Alright,
welcome
looks like
back.
we're back. Now, we're just kind of taking us away from some of this.
This is the part 2 of UFOs and more, we're going to call it.
Well, we're doing this one to kind of break the monotony a little bit because of all the political bullshit out there. And
there's a lot of political bullshit, and it kind of pisses you off if you listen to it too fucking much.
I'm just kind of trying to come up with other things that I have an interest in.
Or we have an interest in.
Yeah, I guess you do too. But the thing is,
I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff out there if you think about it.
Yeah, there is. There is a lot of cool things.
Some people don't believe that some of it exists.
But the whole thing is, okay, what I was trying to tell you about what I seen when I lived in Marshall.
The lights.
Okay, no, it looked to me, it was orange in color. It looked like a meteor coming into the atmosphere. So it had that flame look to it. And there was spotty cloudy.
I'd like to know what drugs he was on.
It was spotty cloudy. It wasn't real bad cloudy. And we seen it when we parked, got out of the car. I'm watching this damn thing. I wished I would have thought to drop what was in my hands, get my phone out, and record it. Because it came in, got in behind a cloud, and never exited from the other side of the cloud in the direction it was going. And I literally watched it for a good 2 to 3 minutes.
Well, you should have had time to take out your phone then.
I
Dumb
wasn't
fuck.
thinking about it, bitch.
Dumb fuck.
Anyway, so I'm like, okay, I don't know where it went, blah, blah, blah. Lisa's already at the door to go up into the apartment complex.
And she wasn't smart enough to take out her phone either?
No, she wasn't thinking it either. So I walked down the
you're
steps.
expecting
I
to
walked
believe
down
you
the
now.
steps and got midway to the door on the sidewalk and looked back up, and at that point it had literally turned about a 90-degree turn and was going back the opposite direction. Now,
That would be fucked up.
I've never seen anything like that before. Okay, never.
Yeah, there's been
She's
some,
seen it too,
and
I thought it was interesting.
there's some weird shit going on out there.
There is some weird shit going on out there.
And I live now out in the fucking middle of bumfuck nowhere.
Yeah, you can walk out your front door and not have
Well,
lights in your eyes, and
I don't
look
have
up in
any
the sky
street.
finally.
I don't have any necessarily street lights because the street lights that we do have aren't like big city street lights. Okay, I live in a little tiny little condo type community that used to be a trailer court. So there's not a lot of street lights, and we're out in the middle of country. I mean, it's like 3 miles to the nearest store. And I'm sitting out there, and it was a nice summer night, and we had the lights out on the porch, sitting on the back porch, and I'm out. We got a view over our little lake here, and it's kind of, the tree line leaves a nice clear view of the sky, and it was a nice clear night. There was no clouds or anything in the sky. One of those beautiful summer nights, no wind, nothing, nice and calm, noises everywhere. And the weird thing was about this is that it got kind of quiet. And when it gets quiet out here, and it's not that it's noisy, like people noisy, there's like frogs and owls.
It's nature noisy.
It's music to my ears,
Yeah,
nature
it's awesome.
noisy. And it got really quiet, and I just happened to look up in the sky that night. And yeah, there was like a light that had never been there before, and I know it wasn't a fucking star or a plane.
Now I know you're fucking with me because you
No.
never told me this.
No, I think you were here that night.
I don't
Because you were the
remember.
one that spotted it first.
I don't remember actually.
And I think if I remember right, it was kind of an orange color too, but it was like way off in the distance over past the cornfield. And I was like, no, that's a house light. And we were like, no, the house lights are down there, they're all white.
Mm-hmm.
It's above that, you were trying to get me to see it. But
Yeah.
but there's been some weird shit around here too.
Yeah.
That I've seen and heard at night that I can't explain. And I've lived out here for a couple of years now, and I've learned most of the noises. The frogs and the bullfrogs and the cows in the morning, because you can hear the cows in the morning. You can hear it because there's a slaughterhouse thing close by. So you can hear the cows in the morning. You can hear owls. You can hear roosters. You can hear all the normal farm animals that you hear.
Yeah.
And a few others. And I've heard some strange noises that I can't explain. They're not the normal bird noises, because we've got cranes around here and so on and so forth. But it was none of those either. And it was a really strange fucking noise. And this was like real early in the morning.
Yeah.
And it happens every now and then, not too often. And I know it's coming off in the distance towards that farmer's field over there too.
Well, maybe you get certain animals you haven't heard before out there.
I don't know.
You know, like
I've lived in Wisconsin all my life, and I've never heard
but
some of these noises.
there's just too much. There's just too much out there that is unexplained.
I mean, who knows what it could have been?
Dude, the other day I was going to work. Mondays I go to work at 4 o'clock in the morning. So, I'm on my way to work. I'm on Highway 12. I'm just outside of Fort Atkinson.
With all these different sightings and all these different stories.
I've seen 3 bluish white lights in the sky. I thought they were actually an airplane, because just between
white?
No, bluish white.
I don't think so.
They were between.
There'd be red in there because they got like red.
Understand, but listen, between Jefferson and Fort, there's a small private
airstrip.
Or airstrip. But what I seen was too damn big to land on that airstrip, and the altitude it was at was just above the tree lines. And there's no way that could have been an airplane coming in for landing at that strip.
Well, that could have been some kind of secret.
And back in
that
when
could have
I
been
worked
some
for
kind of
Waste
secret
Management,
military bullshit
when I
going on
worked
too.
for Waste Management, I did garbage in this area out here on Mondays and Tuesdays. I actually seen a triangular craft.
Oh, I just know that there's been some weird
I've
shit.
seen some weird crap.
And some of these people, some of these stories I've seen, because I used to like watching the monster, that show. It used to be on one of those channels all the time. It was like Monster something or other.
Oh, Monster Quest.
Monster Quest, yeah. It was one of my favorite shows.
I love that. Because, talking
Some
about
of those
aliens,
things,
that falls in the paranormal.
Right. Some of those things that they showed on Monster Quest, I thought were a joke. There was a couple I thought, yeah, this is... But then they brought up... But there was a lot of them, and 90% of them are believable. There was a small percentage that I think there was just people out to get... But...
A little bit of fame.
Yeah. But... I think a lot of these out there, and I'm going to give a few examples, like the Beast of Bray Road that we have here in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
And the possibility of Bigfoot. That's always a subject, and I saw that on Monster Quest a few times. But then there's some of those other ones out there.
These idiots that are on TV now that are doing the Bigfoot hunting, the ones with
the
big
guys,
Bubba guy and everything, that I think they're a joke. They are a flipping fucking
the National
joke.
Bigfoot Reef, the one with Bobo.
Yeah.
Yeah. He'll eat the Bigfoot will eat anything I eat. How do you fucking know? Have you met one yet?
That's my point.
You know?
And then they do the knocking, They take the tree limbs and slam them against the
a lot of
it's like, seriously, dude.
I want to get to that, but a lot of animals, if you think about it, will eat just about anything we eat.
Yeah.
I mean,
they do.
My fucking dog eats just about any fucking thing I eat. Hell, I gotta watch it because I don't want my dog to get a hold of chocolate, for example. But I mean,
that's a bad thing.
And she's just a puppy. But if you think about it, that don't make sense. And then there's banging. All right, this banging is the way they do that. Deers and other antler type animals could take that as that what they do when they're sharpening their and then they're just sitting there and one of these other ones are doing the same thing, kind of responding, because it is a way for them to communicate.
It is.
So how the hell do you really know that that's a Bigfoot? Oh, and we're going to play music out in the wild with a big, loud, huge subwoofer and stuff like this.
Maybe
and
we'll have
we're going to make a lot of noise.
Maybe we'll throw a rave.
That's really going to fucking work. The only thing I did like, and that I was impressed by them the one time, and they should have all stayed in the fucking vehicle, alright, is if you want to actually catch a Bigfoot and want to be smart about it, motherfuckers, stop trying to feed the motherfuckers. That ain't going to work. walking around ain't gonna work. They're smarter than you, obviously. That's why none of you listen to Renee a little bit. You know, if you're gonna hunt something, what do hunters do? They sit in a stand most of the time.
Yep.
They had that big armored type looking RV, or that big huge tech RV. I remember seeing this episode once. Okay, because I know the show you're talking about. And it had all this infrared stuff on it and satellite.
Yeah.
It had a big the sound disc on top of the whole thing, so that they could sit there inside of this van,
disc.
right? So they can hear things out in the wild
you
and
could
record it.
You could hear a cricket fart with that.
Right. But I'm just saying, that's the kind of thing they should be doing.
Yeah, it is. It is. You don't go out walking around.
You know,
don't go out making noise.
Go out
you
during the day.
They're too
put up
damn
your trail
smart, and they're
cams.
gonna run away from you. They're not gonna come near you.
Go out and during the day, put up your trail cams. Go back to a camp base like they had with all that high tech gear in. I mean, I love that. I'd have been out. I'd be out doing that all the time if I had something like that. You know, I was eating that episode up watching that vehicle. But the thing is, then you go back and you sit there and you camp in that vehicle. You don't check your trail cams until the afternoon of the following day.
The funny thing that I think about this is they only do that for like 1 or 2 days. They don't go out there
for a week. That's the other thing.
Go out there for a full fucking week or 2 weeks.
Go out there for a couple, 2-3 weeks at a time. I mean,
you're in a vehicle. You can go back to the town. You can get food. You can get supplies. You can get fuel and whatever you need. But God damn it, stay out there.
I don't
think
Moneymaker can go without washing his hair long enough.
Moneymaker is a
well, you know,
dumbass.
He's ahead of all of that.
Yeah, but he's a fucking idiot.
You know, they all are in a way.
Yeah.
I mean, Bobo, I like Bobo because he's got a good sense of humor and he's comic relief on that show in my eyes.
No. I think he's Donald Trump's long lost brother. But no,
poor Bobo.
Honestly though, I mean,
like
these guys
Bobo.
are fucking morons. Okay,
you know,
they don't know how to fucking do it right.
You know, and Renee,
if I had the money, if I had the time, and if I had the equipment,
that's what I always kept thinking to myself. I'd be out there doing it the right way.
And I would do it the right way.
You know,
and then once it's done, and I got the proof, then I'd fucking start.
Think about it.
Then I'd do a show on it.
Think about it. You sit there and you're hunting a deer. You think that deer's going to stay in one spot while you're walking around all the time?
No,
Hell
that deer's going to keep.
That's why you stand hunt. That deer's going to
keep 5-6 steps ahead of you.
That's why you stand hunt, or you have somebody at one end and then you drive them through. But Bigfoots are too smart to be the drive
driven
hunt.
even. Yeah.
You have to sit there patiently for days on end, and maybe you'll be lucky enough. You know.
But I'll tell you this, though. I mean, you know, with all this that we're talking about and stuff,
there's more to come.
We'll do more episodes like this because there are a lot of things in this world that we don't know about.
Megalodon, does he still exist?
That's a possibility too.
You know,
that is an absolute possibility too.
That's the one thing that frightens me from being on the fucking ocean at any given point.
But I'll tell you, if you want to know more about stuff like this too, you really need to find George Norrie's program on
the guy that took up Art Bell. You could even probably look up Art Bell and you'll find his name too.
You can look up Art Bell, look up George Norrie, or look up Coast to Coast AM. Coast to Coast is the program, and I'll tell you, is one of the greatest damn programs that they ever put together. I love it.
For the longest time.
I loved it. It was awesome.
I used to listen to him while I was driving
cab. It's one of the coolest fucking things.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, again, you know, we'll do stuff like this again in the future. We're not gonna leave you hanging too much, but I honestly, you know, my opinion, my thoughts, I believe that we are a very young, naive species.
Here's what I believe.
And we cannot sit here and say that there are not intelligent life elsewhere in this universe or galaxy or whatever. And I honestly don't believe we're the only intelligent life on this planet.
I like X-Files, how they say we're not alone or the truth is out there.
Yes.
You know, and it is. And, you know, we'll keep looking.
Until next time.
Yep, until next time. This is Mark and Joe saying goodbye.